Hi, welcome to SBR TV. I'm Peter Loshek. This is our football openers show that we've been doing every week this football season with John Ryan of JohnRyanSports.com. Right now we're going to take a look at the opening lines from NFL Week 16, although we are doing this on Tuesday afternoon, so not quite openers anymore. They're more midweek lines. John, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Peter. How about you?
I'm good. All right, so how'd you do in your thread this week? I'm hoping you did like 3-1 or 2-1.
2-1, Peter.
Excellent.
2-1.
Good.
We had Minnesota as a loser. Believe it or not, we had the Colts.
Really?
And we had under Packers.
All right, let's look at some of these opening lines for Week 16. I don't know which I want to talk about first. I guess the first one is how about Miami, New England? You know, New England's off of the big Denver game. They're coming back out of Denver, and short week. You think 9.5 might be a bit much? You think this line might close? Where do you think it'll close?
I think it's going to settle right around here, Peter. I think that's a fair price for this game. Miami is on the road with very little to play. New England has everything to play for at this point in getting the number one seed since Pittsburgh opened the door for them last night. And Baltimore's right on their tail too. So they need to take care of business, and what better team can do that than New England?
And then let's just look at the Denver opener. Denver is a very small road favorite at Buffalo. I'm looking at this line. I don't think the line will move anywhere. I'm not sure how much action it'll get. If I were going to bet it, I might take Buffalo on a teaser. Do you have any read on Denver and any read on this line?
The one thing I got to say with tongue-in-cheek, Peter, is that was a real godsend last week with what Oakland did for Denver, wasn't it?
Okay, now that we got that out of the way. Why is that tongue-in-cheek?
Because it was a godsend for Tebow.
Okay, I don't get it. What's is that a joke?
Tebow's religious beliefs and the fact that it's a godsend.
Oh gosh. Okay, right. Sorry, my bad. I'm a little bit slow on the uptake. All right, go on, please. Go on.
Yes, it's just jet lag, Peter. You're suffering from jet lag.
Little jet lag.
But Denver being a road favorite, I saw this line. The first thing that entered my mind is, let's say this game's taking place in Week 6 or Week 4. Buffalo would have been favored by a touchdown. So now we have a situation that's completely reversed. Denver now is fighting for their playoff lives, even though they have a division lead right now.
Right.
The other thing I don't like so far is all the bets. The majority of bets are going on Denver.
Really?
And we're not seeing any line movement. And you know what that means? That means that the sharps are on Buffalo, and the public's in love with Tebow and Denver now, which is never a good sign for that team.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think if I'm going to bet that, though, I don't think I would take Buffalo. I think I would just take them on a teaser and just be betting on a close game once again. So if it comes down to a field goal, you're good either way. What do you think about Carolina? It's kind of a big line considering how bad Carolina has generally been on the year.
It is, but it also reflects how bad Tampa Bay is.
Right.
Tampa Bay has just been absolutely smoked the last, at least the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And they're a team that's done. They're just done. Carolina still has a very bright future ahead of them. Cam Newton has some hardware to play for too. So I think if I was going to take that game, I certainly would bet Carolina.
Yeah, and then let's move to the Philly-Dallas game. Now I've been pretty high on Philly, the past 2 weeks, and they did cover both times. I would love them again if they were getting a few more points. It's plus 1.5 at Pinnacle Juiced. Where do you think that line will close, and what kind of action do you think we'll see on it?
Well, I'll tell you, I'm shocked that it's plus 1.5. I really am. With as well as Dallas played, and granted that whole trio of teams, Philadelphia, Dallas, and the Giants, on any given week, you just don't know what you're going to get.
I don't know. I'll probably stay off that one. And then just quickly, what can you tell me about San Francisco and Seattle? They're playing. Seattle is a 3-point home dog. San Francisco, of course, has been a great team all year to bet on. Seattle maybe a little bit under the radar, a little bit undervalued. I might be leaning towards Seattle on a teaser here. What's your take on this line?
Yeah, another surprise to me. San Francisco played very, very well last night. And going into that game, and by the way, I was not correct on my thread. We were actually 3-1.
Oh.
We were 2-1 with 5 stars, but then I had a 20-star last night that was under.
Really?
And obviously that turned out real well for everybody. So the 20-star plays now are 3-1 on the year.
Holy shit.
So that was something I somehow failed to mention.
Wow.
But the line here, being a short week for San Francisco, San Francisco is still fighting for the number 2 slot. And for them to walk into Seattle, which has been playing good ball, as only a 2-point favorite, again, that makes me think that Seattle might be the play, and your idea of the teaser is probably the right move.
All right, so are there any other lines that caught your eye that you think are interesting or that you think might move?
The Thursday night game, I think, Houston, Indianapolis. I'm very surprised. Now all of a sudden the Colts win, and you have a game that opened up I think at 6.5 on this game,
and it's gone down.
And now I'm starting to see 5.5, which means that the knowledgeable, sharp people are on the Colts. And as you and I both talked about in previous weeks, they've been on the Colts all year long and been getting burned. So it's not like they're ahead of the game here, taking the Colts again.
Yeah, and especially Houston. I think they've had such a great year, and then last week they just came in and they were just sloppy and didn't play well, and it was kind of like their mind wasn't in it. And what I've been reading and researching this game is that they're kind of looking to get focused and looking to atone for it. They're happy that it's a short turnaround, and they're looking to make up for a little bit. And if that's the case, then I think that getting them at less than a touchdown might be a really good bet.
Yeah, I would agree, Pierre. And plus, Houston, as we talked about for weeks now, is, in my opinion, the #1 rushing team in the NFL. So I think Houston, even though they are banged up, can establish that power running game and then just take Indianapolis out of the game.
All right. Well, good luck this week, John. I'll talk to you next week.
All right. You too, Peter.